Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Steph with Lindy Stitches, and it's been far too long since I had a nice little Flosstube cross-stitch chat with all of you. I have longed to be sitting in this chair, but circumstances have prevented me from actually doing so. I actually have one of those precious times right now where I'm home alone, and I have tons of stuff on this table to show you, so sit back, grab a beverage. I made myself the afternoon cup of coffee. I don't do this very often, but I'm having one of those days where I can't warm up. I feel so cold. It's one of those days, I mean, weather, it's so boring, but it's one of those days where it's like overcast. And I'm getting a real taste of like, oh, you wanted fall. Remember fall, forget the sunshine, say goodbye, it is time. And I'm kind of trembling in my boots a little bit. I don't know what happened to September. Jason is my husband. I know I've been talking about him more often here on this channel, and he popped up in some extras a few videos back. Jason is my husband. He is working at Lindy Stitches now, so he probably will come up much more frequently. But he and I spent a day filming a lot of content regarding Lowry work stands. I'll put some of the footage across the screen while I do a little chat here, but that took up so much time and energy. Jason spent time putting together one of every single color just so we could show you the entire rainbow of Lowry. And then there's so many questions and accessories to address when you're talking about Lowry work stands, so we wanted to make sure we got footage of everything. I have not been able to edit it yet. Right at the end of our Lowry shoot, my wonderful, just kidding, $30 Amazon Basics tripod literally fell over with my brand new camera on top and broke, like completely. The head of the tripod completely snapped off, and so I've been waiting for a new tripod to come in so I could do this video. Welcome to my favorite part of the year, fall stitching. I hope that you are enjoying yourself, that you got a little sampler September in. I feel like September was as long as an eye blink. Another thing that has been keeping me busy is the ramping up of the Jingle Ball. So I am president, CEO, and chief circus operator of the Jingle Ball. If you have not heard of the Jingle Ball, well, let me introduce you. Last year was its first year. I have a team of 12 designers, including me, who are putting together a luscious, wonderful holiday party. It happens the week after Thanksgiving, so it's December 1st through 3rd. It's a virtual event that you attend from the comfort of your stitching chair. There's entertainment, there's needlework classes, there's shopping, there's stitching tables to meet other stitchers. It is a blast of a time. It's a lot of work. It's been taking up most of my time. Jingle Ball, is on a very, very slow simmer through the year. I work on it. I've been working on it a little bit here and there, but nothing too urgent. We had a few get-together and chat dates over the summer. Ornaments got turned in August, I believe. See, I can't even remember my own deadlines at this point. The ornament books are on their way to me. So every designer submits a Christmas ornament, and then I edit and compile a beautiful little baubles book. Let me show you last year's. So this was last year's Jingle Ball Baubles little book, and we sell these during the show. So this book has all of these ornaments in it, one from each belle of the ball. And this is a joy to edit and produce. It comes out so beautifully. But yeah, it takes a long time to put together and to double check and make sure everything is beautiful and gorgeous. But I love this, and I love that this is going to continue with the ball, and hopefully we'll have a whole library of Jingle Bell Baubles books. I wish I would have put the year on this on the front cover, but the Jingle Ball was a total, it was totally new. So I was not envisioning decades upon decades of Jingle Ball, but now I am. So I wish the year was on the cover of this, but anywho, the baubles for 2023 are on their way to me, and I cannot wait to crack that box open. I do have some copies of this one left, obviously, so those will be on sale at this year's ball until we sell out, and then they are a sweet memento. The Jingle Ball website is also up and running and being added to almost daily. If you're watching this beginning of October, you can find all of our Jingle Ball merch. You can also find all of the class listings, descriptions, and prices, and the schedule for the classes. So that's a lot of handy information, especially to have before ticket sales start. Now, Jingle Ball tickets are going to work a little differently than last year. We're still going to have our base ticket that gets you into the Jingle Ball that is only going to be $10. It's the best party deal you will ever find because you can have plenty of fun. Honestly, you can go have a great time for $10, and that would be a great weekend. The $10 entry fee will get you into all of the social stitching tables. You will be able to watch all the designer meet and greets, and you will be able to watch the ballroom entertainment, which is hours of fun that the designers have put together for you. It's like a variety show. It's awesome. That's just like last year. That's just the $10 entry ticket. The other tickets are for the classes. And I want to mention this because I would ask you, dear friend, to take a look at the schedule and to kind of have in mind what classes you are most interested in. We're going to have a lot of different class ticket types. So there might be one class, but it's PDF only ticket, a kitted ticket, maybe a kitted ticket with Ada, maybe a kitted ticket with linen. So there's going to be a lot of information to look through when ticket sales start. So I want you to go maybe do your perusing beforehand so that you know exactly what you want. We have so many awesome classes to take, but I'm a little worried about people maybe buying the wrong kind of class ticket or double booking themselves if there's two classes that are running simultaneously. You can't be in two classrooms at once. So go ahead, make sure you do your homework if you want to get into a class so you know exactly what time slot, what ticket type you're interested in purchasing for your extra Jingle Ball entertainment should you want to take a class. That was a lot of words. Yeah, I just want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to have a wonderful Jingle Ball experience. So thanks for sitting and listening to my little how-to spiel. Ticket sales start Friday, October 13th at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've gotten plenty of people worried because they're going to be in an airplane or in a wedding. They won't be at their computer at that exact time. Do not worry about it. Ticket sales continue until the ball closes its doors. So don't worry, you're good. Just a quick clarification here. General admission ticket sales will run until the ball is over, but class ticket sales are depending upon the class, how many tickets are available. Some classes are unlimited. It just depends on what class you're interested in taking. let's get into the stitching. I have 4 new releases to go through with you, and then I have a big old stack of whips that I've been working on and so enjoying, and I'm so excited to go over those. So the Bird Crush Club is wrapping up this year. I have my last 2 birds to show to you, and then all the birds have been released. They are out in the world and being stitched by so many of you, and I so appreciate you tagging me on Instagram and showing me your beautiful bird creations. But first up, we have the violet green swallow. This sweet little bird with such long wings. And I love how the threadworks made this little board texture over here. But here's the violet green swallow. You really don't see purple very often in birds, do you? That came out of my mouth and then I'm like, is that true? Anyway, have a purple bird? Leave it in the comments. Here's Chris's beautiful picture of the violet green swallow. He's so cute. He kind of looks like a penguin. I mean, wow. I don't think National Geographic is going to hire me at any point to be like a narrator. Okay, the last bird, I had to pick a Christmassy bird because technically he's like the December version of the Bird Crush Club. But here is the red-faced warbler. And picked him for obvious reasons. He looks like Elvis. So why wouldn't you choose him? He's so cute. I love his jaunty little pose. He's adorable. And of course I have to show you Chris's photo. Look at him! Adorable. So that's it, folks. Are you tired of me showing you birds? Let me know in the comments. Every single one of my releases I'm realizing has a bird in it. Yeah, so here's Dogs in the Garden, but it has a bird. This is the fall edition, so I have the winter edition coming, and then Dogs in the Garden will also be a wrap, but for the fall dog, I chose a greyhound, which has a very special place in my heart. And he found a little red-winged blackbird friend, and he's romping in the sunflowers, which is the title of this pattern. All the Dogs in the Garden patterns, they fit in a 5x7 frame for easy framing. And I didn't tell you anything about the linens, but do you really care? This is Water Spirit by Seraphim. And then, it's always my goal to do a turkey every year. I think I've done that. Let us discuss. I had Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. After that, I had Strutting Tom. Here's the pin drum version of Strutting Tom, and he is so fun to stitch. Get him out, stitch him up. He is the jauntiest little chonker of a turkey you ever did see. Strutting Tom. And then we had Sweater Vest Weather, the needle book. And this year, Airmail. I'm doing Airmail November. How do I not do a turkey? It would just be wrong to choose anything else. And I don't know how I came across this particular turkey, but I had never seen one before, and I don't know how you live your whole life for 41 years without knowing the fact that there is a blue turkey. What have I been doing with my whole life? Airmail November, may I present to you, is the ocellated turkey. Ah, it's so good. It's so good. I want an ocellated turkey. So lest I make something up, I'm just going to read to you that the ocellated turkey is a species of turkey residing primarily in the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, as well as in parts of Belize and Guatemala. It is a relative of the North American wild turkey. Why can't I have one? Let's talk about my whips. The first one is a new start. Started with so much positivity, optimism, and hope for the future. I joined BAP to School. BAP stands for Big Awesome Project. This was an initiative, a stitch-along, by the New Hampshire stitcher, Lauren, and I was so excited that I recorded these on my porch as I started this momentous whip. I feel like I should probably document this. Hi, my name is Steph. I'm 41 years old. It is September 1st, 2023, and I started Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. Here's what it looks like. Here's what I look like, how many wrinkles I have, how far down my face has fallen. And we'll see what I look like when I'm done. So I'm stitching this on 32 count smoky white linen by Swigert. It is a beautiful color. It's beautiful in the hand. If you like to stitch in hand, I love the drape of this linen. I put so much time into this. So I was just going to color as I pleased. I was going to take it easy. I was going to not overthink. I was going to be a cross-stitch freewheeler and dealer out of this glorious color palette, which started as like 12 colors. Now I think there's like 30 colors on here. Here's where I got. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, it's not hideous. I know it's not hideous, but there is something about it that I hate. I don't understand it. I knew that there was a high chance of the project going this way for me, and that I overthink it. I have a couple different things in life. This is just total true confessions between friends, okay? Promise you'll be kind. I have a couple things in life that for some reason set off this obsessive compulsive thing in my brain. And I'm not like making fun of someone with diagnosed OCD or anything like that, but I will get stuck in a mental loop that I feel like I cannot escape. And this is one of them. And I knew I was walking into it, and I was trying to resist it, and I didn't. And what I mean by that is that I know all these colors go together. I know they're harmonious and beautiful. I also know that even if I don't particularly like certain colors next to each other here, if I made this huge, big, you know, like here's my fabric. If I stitch this giant piece all the colors would go together and you would not be hyper focused on this corner that maybe you don't like so much. Like, I know that, and I can say all those things to myself, but I get stuck in this obsessive mental loop. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe someone will know what I'm talking about, maybe not, but I don't like how it looks. And I spend, every single time I change a color, I spend so much time thinking about what the next color should be. I cannot freewheel with needle and thread. I just can't. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. I literally spent, I'm not exaggerating or making a joke, but I sat down with this and I spent 45 minutes just staring at it and trying to figure out why I didn't like it. Was it a certain color that was turning me off? Okay, if I for sure don't like it, which I'm not totally even for sure I don't like it, but if I am for sure, totally sure I don't like it, like, well, what about this part? Is there like something I can, what color can I stitch here to make this feel better? I can't do it. I can't do it. I waste way too much time over analyzing, and so it is with some disappointment, yet sort of a sigh of relief, because I don't want to waste my time and be in this weird mental color angst, which that sounds so dramatic, but like, I don't want to waste my life and like be plunging forward, not totally sure why I'm doing this to myself. It is with all those words that I have to tell you that I am a BAP school dropout. I know I'm a designer, but in my design program, it takes me 10 seconds to change colors, and I can fiddle with them endlessly until it's absolutely beautiful and perfect. Can't do that with needle and thread. I did entertain the thought of like importing the entire pattern, but do you know how much that time that would take? Move on, Steph, just move on. Next up is a whip that I have enjoyed again because it is fall, and these are some luscious fall colors. This is Carrot Cake by Carolyn Manning. I made some good progress on this, although it kind of feels like you can stitch on it for a really long time, and you're like, but did I make any progress? Here's where I am. This is 32 count Winter Moon by Zweigart, and I love this fabric. It's beautiful in the hand. It is an ecru color. It's not white. It's just kind of a creamy white. It's not stark at all. It's also not too yellow because I'm not crazy about like yellow tone fabrics, but I love the shade of this one. In fact, this is ecru floss right there, and it kind of just melts in, doesn't it? So ecru is the perfect description. I love this. I think I don't know, I'm nearing in on 1/4 of it being done, which is kind of shocking because I feel like I've stitched a lot on it, but it's a yummy whip that I don't mind lasting a long time. Next up, I made some great progress on Plum Street Samplers Blackbird Fractor. Love this pattern. Love it so much. Stitching it on 32 count Chai Linen by Seraphim Fabrics, and look at that handsome gentleman. Are you kidding? He is so beautiful. Oh, this is going to be so cute. I mean, that is a big bird, and he took me quite a while to finish. Oh man, he's technically not finished. All of those lines in his wing and his chest and his tail are supposed to be filled in with, I think, like onyx or something, so that they're not as stark, but quite honestly, I might leave them because I think I like the graphic look of him, and I don't really want to cover that up. He looks really good. So I'm working on filling in this gigantic moon in the background, which is Chickpea by Weeks Dye Works. I would never have picked Chickpea for like a moon color, but it is perfect. It is so pretty. I love this project, and I don't mind that it will take a while because it's so fun to stitch on. I love big areas of stitching that have like a pattern in them, so that you kind of have to pay attention, but when you're only stitching with one color, it kind of makes it more interesting. So, love this one. It's the perfect fall whip. Next up, I worked on Forest Home by the Blue Flower. So this pattern is out now. It's in my shop, as well as Blackbird Fractors, also in Lindy Stitches. But Forest Home was first released at a retreat, the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit last year, which Jeannine and I were the designers for. And Jeannine Cheney is the owner out there with Acorns and Threads, but that's where this first came out. So this pattern for me has memories built into it of hanging out with my friends and experiencing the Pacific Northwest for the first time in my life, and it was so awesome. So beautiful, and I kind of just, because the retreat happened again, I wanted to like go back and like relive memories, and so that's what this whip is to me, and it felt so cozy and nice. And look, it looks so good. I put in this big flower over here next to the deer. Stitching this on 32 count Spending Amnesia by Mystic Fabrics, one of my favorite greens, and I think it looks so good on this color. But like actively forcing myself to like think about the trip, and then I was kind of looking at pictures of our trip, it felt so good that I was like, why don't I do this more often? You know, like I always tend to live my life, what's coming, what's next, what's coming, what's next, what's coming, what's next, and I don't spend a lot of time like thinking back and like really thinking back and like re-savoring memories. And it was so comforting and enjoyable that I was like, why don't I do this more often? You know, like I've lived a whole life. Like there's lots of comfort and gratitude from thinking back, and just being happy that it happened. Like, why don't I do that more often? Do you have whips that you kind of force yourself to go back and like, oh yeah, like that was good. That was really good. So, I don't know. My last project that I have to share with you is Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. Love this pattern, and so many of you love this pattern because it's just so much fun. The colors, the motifs, it's just an adorable piece. It will look great in any kitchen. I'm stitching it on 32 count natural linen by, no, not natural, raw. I believe this is raw linen by Zweigart. And here's where I am. I'm over halfway done. I have the chicken side all the way done. I finished the plant and the coffee pot and the coffee cup. I left that plant pot unstitched in the middle because I'm thinking about adding some personalization. And I'm working on my rainbow up here. But I'm under a little bit of a deadline for this one. I want to give it as a gift, and so I have a date in mind, and we'll see if I can make it. I feel really blessed that I have these projects to work on. Don't you? I mean, I'm sure you're sitting there stitching, aren't you? I feel really grateful that we have this beautiful hobby that we can participate in that is so relaxing and so, like, mentally peaceful. Isn't it great? We are so blessed. Like, really? Next up and lastly, I have two fully finished things to show you. These have both been laying in my finish. Last up, I have two fully finished things to show you. I framed a couple things that were hanging in my closet with my finishes, and they both look fantastic, so... they're both in the same style of frame, and I'll tell you what the frame is, but this is Halloween Square Dance by Heart and Hand, and I mean, shut the front door. Look at it. It's so great. So this is a 3-part series by Heart and Hand called Halloween Square Dance, and you collect all 3. They are at lindystitches.com. I adored stitching these. They are so cute. I kind of want to start the Christmas set. I've been wanting to start things lately, and I need to not. I just need to not, and it's hard. But here's Halloween Square Dance. The patterns come with buttons. I think there's a couple buttons in each square, and the buttons come in the pattern, but I had never stitched with these little mini Jabco buttons before. I'm a fan. I think they're adorable, and I love how it makes it even more 3D. This is so cute. So this frame is by Signed and Numbered, and it's a company I order from quite often off Etsy. I definitely ordered a lot from for the Bird Crush Club. These are also signed and numbered frames. These circle frames are also a signed and numbered product. So if you're ever looking at what their different colors look like in real life, the Bird Crush Club gives you 12 different colors that you can look at what they look like when you order them. But they have a lot of different frame styles. This is their two-toned frame style, and I love it. It's just a solid hardwood frame, but they're pretty inexpensive, and I think the two-tone makes it look, it just gives it a little extra decoration, you know, so it's not just plain old solid colored wood. I think it looks classy. I've ordered these two-tone frames before for gifts for friends, and I really appreciate the price point. Framing is so expensive, and Signed and Numbered does a great job at keeping their prices down so that you're not spending gads of money just to get your stuff on the wall. But the same style frame, just in a different size, I ordered for Folk House by Notforgotten Farm. I love this so much. Now normally I don't think this frame really goes with the piece. If I was just framing this and not knowing where I would hang it, I wouldn't have ordered such a dark frame. But I knew I wanted to hang this above our key rack. When you first come in from the garage, we have a long set of hooks that we hang up our coats, and we have a little tiny key hook thing, and I wanted to hang this over there. And our shelf with the coat hooks is this color. And so Because I had a specific location in mind, I just matched the shelf that it was going to hang next to, and it kind of makes everything go together. In addition, the wall over there is this color. Maybe I'll insert a photo if I think of it, but this looks so cute hanging up there, and it's just my ode to myself. Because here I am with my scissors and my broom, and my two huge cats, Willoughby and Walter. I personalized the pattern so that it would look like my cats. Looks just like them. So that's Folk House by Notforgotten Farm. Love this, and I hadn't ordered the two-tone in this color. This is the dark wood finish, and I was kind of testing it to see if this would actually be if I could order this exact frame for a couple other things that I have hanging in my wall. I have Huckleberry Farm hanging, not in my wall. I have Huckleberry Farm hanging in my closet, and that's just a crime. And I was kind of testing out this frame for that finish as well, and I might just go ahead and pull the trigger for Huckleberry Farm too. But yeah. Other things I'm trying not to start. The Pumpkin House by Liz Matthews. This is so good. I want to start it so bad. Why? Why is it so good? That is all I had for you today. I really hope to stay in touch and not just be throwing Jingle Ball stuff at you till the end of the year. I want to connect personally. I'm going to do my best. But if I do seem a little absent from FLOSSTUBE, you know why. I'm trying to make sure everyone has an amazing Jingle Ball, including my 12 other designers. I want them to feel loved and cared for and happy, and that sometimes takes time, and I want to make sure that everyone that comes to the Jingle Ball is loved and cared for and happy. And so that's a great way to spend the rest of the year. I feel like Christmas is tomorrow, and it's coming at me like a freight train, so I gotta carpe each diem, you know what I'm saying? All right, enjoy your stitching, enjoy your fall. Come over and say hi to me on Instagram, and don't forget you need to be signed up for the Jingle Ball newsletter to get the most important updates. So that link will be down below, and go ahead and look at those classes and decide which ones you need to sign up for. Why does this have to be my event? Because I want to go to a class. Okay, bye. See you later, friends.